This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
So Dr. Dre is working on a Marvin Gaye biopic. Should be pretty interesting. Now, a lot of people have been trying to do this in the past. The most recent was Jamie Foxx, who actually had landed the rights for a limited series back in 2016, but there's been no movement on that. So now it looks like Dr. Dre is going to be the person that's spearheading this.
I wonder if an artist can make another biopic about an artist without being biased.
I'm sure he can.
Because when you do biopics, you have to do the good, the bad, and the ugly of a person, and that's something that could be hard to do if you are indeed a fan of said person.
As long as it's not your friend.
Well, I think the most important thing is to work with like the family and people that actually knew the person so that you can get real inside information. So
Absolutely.
if he can do that, I think that's really helpful to have people that actually knew the person or interacted with him tell their stories.
Because that's something Dre didn't even do for himself, by the way, in Straight Outta Compton. He didn't tell the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I
He
do think it's harder to do it for yourself.
He made himself look like a full-blown superhero in Straight Outta Compton.
He did,
Even
but I
if
guess
you
also
look at-
because he has other business that he don't want some of that stuff to recirculate.
Ah, that's whack.
Even if you look at
It
a
is
movie
whack,
like
though.
Notorious, how Diddy was portrayed in that movie because he worked on that also, that wasn't the good, the bad in that either.
No, it wasn't. But I mean, it wasn't
pretty
really about
positive.
Diddy, though.
Yeah, but he was a big part of Biggie, like getting discovered and all. He was in it a lot. So, all right, now let's talk about Red Table Talk. I know you guys love that show, Jada Pinkett Smith and her daughter and her mom. Well, on Monday's episode, she had E.J. Johnson and Cookie Johnson there. And they talked about EJ first coming out about his sexuality on a family
E.J.
trip
Johnson. You hear
to
me?
Hawaii. Check out what happened.
The very next day, he went to your room? You tell it.
And just was like, we're going to get through this. And, I just need time. And then we both just kind of started crying a little bit. Then I moved to New York to go to college. And when he came back to visit, he picked me up for dinner. And he was like, I'm happy you're here, where we love you. I went, I'm just like, okay, whatever, hug you, Dad, and whatever. But he hugged me so hard. He almost like broke my back. And then at that point, I was like, we're going to be okay.
I love E.J. Johnson. I've had the pleasure of meeting E.J. a couple times. I saw E.J. on Saturday. I get excited when I see E.J., okay?
How excited?
E.J. is 6'8" and chiseled. E.J. will whip somebody's ass, all right? Whenever I see E.J., the only disappointment I have
He's
the
just
fact-
like the best dressed.
He is, but the only disappointment I have is the fact we'll never see him play basketball.
That would be
don't-
amazing.
We don't know if EJ can play ball or not.
Yeah, that would be
right?
amazing.
You know how much joy Irvin Magic Johnson has brought to people on that court? We don't know if EJ has skills on that court.
I'm sure EJ could ball.
That's
Well,
the only
here's
disappointment.
EJ's mom, Cookie Johnson, also talking about that experience and how she felt like that conversation had turned hurtful.
We had to talk with Dad. And that was a little tough. My husband is the kind of person, like, he reacts quickly. So everything that came to the top of his head, he just let it out. And I was like, because it hurt my feelings. And I know it probably hurt his feelings when he was saying, it's not what I wanted for my son. And do you realize what you're saying? Because, the world is not going to like that. And do you want to live this life? Right. So afterwards, I told him, I said, I thought that was a little tough. That wasn't right.
Whatever. I'm glad EJ Johnson exists. All right.
There you go.
That man makes me happy when I see him.
Now,
Okay.
we talked about John Cena and Nikki Bella. They were supposed to get married, and then he wanted to not have kids. He got a vasectomy, and now he's willing to reverse that procedure because he wants Nikki Bella back so badly. They had split up, and that was because John Cena did not want to ever become a parent. And now he's saying that he does want to marry her, wants that relationship, wants the marriage. He said, I will give you a child, I will sacrifice, and he will undo that vasectomy in order to get his girl back.
You can unclog your pipes just that easy?
Yep.
You just untie the knot?
You can.
Really? Okay.
So that's good for them. All right, Lauryn Hill, her Miss Education tour is going down. It starts July 5th at Virginia Beach, and she's going to have a whole lot of openers on that tour. She's celebrating the 20th anniversary of that legendary album, The Miss Education of Lauryn Hill. Some of the people that will be on that tour include Nas, MIA, My Best Friend, Santi Gold, A$AP Rocky, SZA, Big Boy, De La Soul, Busta Rhymes, amongst others. So there'll be a whole lot of people joining her as well.
It is amazing how Lauryn Hill has created a timeless body of work that she has been eating off for how many years now?
It's been 20 years.
At least
Since
20. Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah, that album's a classic album.
Oh, that was 98. You're right.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you got to think there was Fuji's albums first, and then she did Miss Education. So other people that will be joining her: Talib Kweli, Dave East, Dave Chappelle. Whole lot of things going on. So if you guys want to go and see that classic album, make sure you go check out Lauryn Hill. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in